What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today, as you can see, we're diving into the Morphe X Avani Gregg palette. Now, this is a whole collection that Morphe did with this girl, Avani Gregg. Now, if I'm being completely honest, I don't really know who she is. All I know is that she's a TikToker. I don't know what she TikToks. I honestly didn't do any information. I didn't do any research on her, but I wanted to play with the palette. There was a whole collection with this, like I said. So it had bronzers, lip products, and I think like highlighter, like a liquid highlighter. But my coworker Shay actually let me borrow this palette. So shout out to you, Shay. Thank you for letting me use this palette. So I wanted to see what the whole hype was because I feel like this sold out in store really quickly. And I wanted to see what the hype was about. I thought the color story was really interesting, but the one thing that drew me and probably everybody else in was this bottom row down here. So it says wet before you line, and they're supposed to be like water activated liners. So I thought that was a really cool concept and something that you don't really see like in palettes, obviously. Now Suva Beauty and even Anastasia kind of dipped her toes into water activated liners, but these, I've never seen them in like a palette like this. So that was very interesting to me. As you can see, we did play with them. And you'll see in the video kind of what happened with that. If you want to see how I got this look using the Morphe X Avani Gregg palette, then keep on watching. Okay, so I'm going to take some of my NYX eyeshadow base on a little sponge. And I'm just going to kind of squish it in there. Kind of like this. Oh my god, so I haven't shown this yet, but this is a little present that my boyfriend's mom gave me. So it's a cute little piggy that turns into a mirror that lights up, but then turns into a fan. So I've been using this for drying my setting spray or like, well, obviously using the mirror part. But so I'm just going to take the NYX base and then squish that on my eyelid. So I wanted to use, usually I use like the Urban Decay, primer potion. But for this palette, I want to use something that kind of cancels out the color more so than just keep the eyeshadow on. Nice and primed now. So we're going to go into the Avani X Morphe palette. It does have a huge mirror, but I don't know. I am very drawn to this middle row with all like the blues and stuff. Of course, like this silver glitter really like calls my name. And funny enough, that's kind of like the only shimmer besides these two, the LMAO and Diet shade in here that are shimmer, which is kind of fun because most palettes have like more of a shimmer range or whatever. But yeah, I'm very attracted to this middle row that says Avani in the pans. So let's do that. I know looking at this palette, I've already done oranges, I've done the yellow. I haven't really done the green, but I love the blue and the lilac-y color, so I kind of want to do that. I haven't even like swatched these, so I'm actually going to swatch this. This is the color my fave, so I'm going to swatch that. Ooh. That is pigmented. They feel super soft. So, I was testing out the little liner situation earlier because I don't know how to use it. But I'm going to put a little right here. Okay. So it is a pretty pigmented purple. So I'm going to touch this blue. I've never really seen this kind of blue like in a palette. So, ooh, super soft. Again, these mattes, I'm very familiar with some of, ooh, that one doesn't swatch that well. You can never judge a palette by how it swatches. Like, you really have to like go in and see how they perform on the eye. And I've always said that, but let's just see. I kind of want to do like a purple and blue kind of eye because I do want to do like a blue wing liner situation. I'm gonna grab my JH34 brush and I'm going to grab Maddie Don't Like on the brush. Oh yeah, so the brush is coated. I'm gonna work that lower into the crease. I'm kind of going to press that right in here. I'm gonna switch to this little Clinique eyeshadow brush. This is like a little bit more of like a, I would consider like a packing brush. I'm going to grab that Maddie Don't Like color. This color is actually pretty like dusty. You know, I have told you guys in the past that I don't care about fallout. I just want the shadow to perform well. So I pack that purple shadow and I'm just gonna go in. This purple reminds me of the KW Opalescent palette. Then I'm going to take the JH34 brush and then go and diffuse that color. So that tactic worked a lot better. So I packed on the color first and then blended it out. So that seemed to work the best for that shadow. And I'm kind of just like going softly over it. I'm not like pressing super hard on my eye. So I'm kind of just like scratching the color. Now that I have the Maddie Don't Like color, I want to go on top of it with the Avani, the blue color that I swatched. On top, I feel like that'll look really pretty. So I'm going to take, this is just like a domed brush that I have. It doesn't have like a brand or anything, but I'm going to take that on the brush, so fully saturated. And I'm going to kind of do the same thing. So I'm going to first place the color. I'm going to place it right on top. Okay, so about right there. And I'm going to take the JS12 Morphe brush and dip a couple times in that color and then buff it out. I feel like these are kind of blending out to nothing. I'm going to go back to the Maddie Don't Like color on the JH34 brush and just kind of blend that blue and the purple together. I'm going to go back and forth between the Maddie Don't Like color and the Avani color until I get the desired intensity that I want. So this is like more of like a teal kind of blue. So as you can see, like it is blending out to almost like a green right in here. I don't like that. I wanted it to be like more blue. So I'm kind of not living for that. It is, yeah, since it starts off, so when you pack on the color, it starts off very blue. But then you kind of, so I took this JH30 brush with no product on it, which is what I like to do. I like to take a big fluffy brush and kind of go over the edges so they blend out. So when you go over it, it starts to blend out to like this green color that I'm just, I don't know, I'm not living for. And I mean, that's probably not the palette's fault. It's just the color itself was, I feel like, maybe a little hard to make or something. Yeah, that blue is just starting to fade into like a weird kind of green color. I'm not living for it, honestly. I'm gonna kind of just leave, see, but like over here, I can, like, it's starting to look really muddy, like right over here, which is fine because I'm going to end up putting dark right there, like in this section right here. So I'm not really mad that it's looking muddy, but like, I don't know, like the colors aren't like working together very well. And that could have just been me, like that could have been my choice of colors, but I feel like, you know, I don't think it should have been that weird of a blend. I'm going to take this JH37 brush and I'm going to tap into I Cry right in the middle. And I'm going to kind of pack this. I'm going to pack this on the outer edge. Oh my god, so that color has so much pigment. eye cry color is no joke. Like, I feel like it's fully pigmented and really kind of like stays true to the color it's supposed to be. So love that color. The Maddie Don't Like lavender color is really cute too. That Anthony blue color, I don't know. I feel like since I added that like darker blue, it's starting to look more blue up in here, but I don't know. I'm still very like weary about that. I feel like I have the eye kind of buffed out the way I want to. So what I kind of want to do is I want to cut this crease and I want to add this LMAO color on the edge because I feel like that'll kind of match everything. I think I'm just going to take the NYX base again. I'm going to grab this Wet n Wild concealer brush, which is what I usually like will use to cut my crease. So cut my crease. I'm going to take this JS11 brush and I'm gonna, which is just like a flat brush, and I'm gonna pack this color Fishy, like a, you know, it's like a pale blue, not very, I guess it's periwinkle maybe. So I'm gonna pack that just so I can set the base. I'm gonna take that eye cry color again and just kind of blend out that harsh edge. On that flat Clinique brush, I'm going to take the color Maddie Don't Like, kind of just re-intensify that purple. So I'm going to take the color LMAO. I'm going to, so some is on the brush. It's a little crumbly, so I'm going to, ooh. I feel it falling all over my face. So this is like a pinky purple, like duochrome shadow. Very pretty. I think it definitely matches like the vibe of the eye look I was going for, so I'm very happy about that. I am gonna grab a little more. In the pan, it's kind of like crumbly and like denty. It looks like a cream, so I'm gonna feel it with my finger. Oh my god, this is a cream. It's a cream like putty kind of feel. Oh yeah, that's like a putty or something. It applies not as good with the finger. Like it doesn't really want to come off. Like with the finger, it doesn't really come off. Like it kind of just stays put. Like yeah. So brush is definitely the way to go with this color. So actually I'm looking at this color now and it looks exactly like my KKW opalescent palette, and we're gonna keep going because I'm already here. So I'm gonna go back into Anthony with the JS12 brush, and I'm going to kind of reintroduce that blue color since I feel like we kind of lost it a little. So I'm just going back and forth, kind of just like, I don't know, like I'm trying to pack the color more than blend the color. Then I'm going to go in with the JH30 brush and kind of go around the edges and really kind of soften it because I don't want it to look harsh. This palette, I feel like, I don't know, with this palette, I feel like I'm having to really go back over the colors and really kind of deepen them back up. It's almost like they're like losing pigment, like right here. Like I feel like it's just starting to like blotch off like by itself. So I feel like, you know, I'm having to like go back and like put more on, where with most, I mean with a lot of eyeshadow palettes, I don't feel like you have to do that. This is kind of like a weird formula. I don't know if this is, I don't know. This is just like my first impressions of using the palette, so we'll see. So this is kind of what I have going on. When I get like to the complexion part, I'm definitely going to clean this out a little bit, but for now, let's move on to using the liners. So on the palette, it says wet before you line. So they're supposed to be like water activated liners. And I'm going to do just that. So I don't know if you can use like setting spray or anything, but I do have some water here. And I'm going to grab the JS14 liner brush. This is just like one of those like pointed angle brushes. And I want to go into the color the Beb right here, which is like that blue. So I kind of want to go from purple to blue, but let's just start here. So I'm going to start with the Beb. So I'm going to get my water and I'm going to dip the brush. Now I don't know. I didn't watch any videos on this, so I don't know how much water you're supposed to use or what, but I have seen with most like, you know, water activated liners that you just have to use kind of a lot. So my brush is wet and I kind of want to, so I'm going to go in right here. Okay, so it's coating it. Okay, so it's on the brush. So I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna start at the end, like I usually do. Oh, okay. Okay, maybe I didn't wet it enough. Okay, so I don't know how wet you have to have your brush to do this, or like how much product you use. But that's pretty, I mean, sheer for, I don't know how it's looking on camera, but in person it looks a little bit sheer, especially right in here. So I'm gonna build up the color. So I'm kind of going in with my water and like going back into the liner and kind of just doing it that way. Like, I feel like when I try to build up the color, it almost removes the color that I had down already. So, like, here, I'm trying to build up the color and intensity right there. So, I don't know if I have to go in and, you know, like, wet it more or wet it less. I'm kind of confused on what to do here. I feel like you have to go super hard into these liners. Like, I don't feel like they're just like, oh, wet your brush and then go in. Like, I'm not getting that at all. Like, I feel like if Shay hadn't let me borrow this palette, like, if this was my palette, I would just be like, you know, wetting the actual liner or like something. But since it's not mine, I don't want to just like, you know, go all in. So with what I'm saying is like, if you have this palette and you are having trouble with the liners, try really saturating the liner with water or really saturating your brush with water, because I feel like that's really the only way that you're going to be able to get any kind of like smooth, intense pigment. Because I mean, it's happening now, but I had to like build it up slowly. The other thing that I have noticed is like if you go in with your brush wet again, it re-wets the liner that's down. Now I don't have a lot of experience with water activated liners. I'm not gonna lie, I really don't. Most of my, you know, graphic liner adventures have been with liquid lipsticks or already colored liners. I've never done anything like this, you know, to an expert level. So this could also be just user error. I feel like if you're marketing this palette for just, you know, the average makeup wearer, they also wouldn't have the expertise in this kind of like technology of makeup unless they really were, you know, kind of doing this often or were someone that really loved like a water activated liner. Like personally, I don't really do a lot of graphic liners, so I really don't care for it. I don't know, it's just kind of weird. I feel like there's like a slight learning curve here or a slight product curve here, but nonetheless, I feel like that looks fine. I don't think it's my best work, but I think it looks fine. Okay, so now that I have the blue kind of to where space I wanted at, I'm gonna grab another brush and I'm gonna grab Gretel's, this purple right here. I'm just gonna use an angled brush because I don't need it to be super precise. So I'm gonna grab this one here. So again, I'm gonna wet this and I'm going to go into that Gretel's color. Okay, so kind of the same thing happens. Like, it almost like pulls in the pan. Like, this doesn't feel creamy. I thought like water activated liners were like creamy, but I feel like I'm just wetting an eyeshadow. Is that what this is? Am I wetting an eyeshadow? I haven't, like I said, I haven't done much research on this. I just wanted to film the video. The purple's on, I guess. This purple is actually a lot easier to work with than the blue. Now, it might have been because the blue is a lot, you know, more, I guess, pastel-y. But I'm having a much better time with the purple than I did with the blue. So I am making the purple a little bit thicker. That way you can see it. That's kind of the whole point. So normally I would do it like a thinner kind of like line if I was doing like black liner. So then right here where the colors meet, I'm going to go back in with the blue liner and kind of just scratch at it. That way they blend together. There we go. Oh my god, I think some of it got on my eye. That doesn't feel good. That honestly kind of bothers me. Okay, so the two colors are blended now. So now I have the blue wing going into a purple gradient. And I mean, from the side that looks really cool. But it's just, it's weird. Is this gonna transfer? I don't know. I mean, it looks cool. I think it's a little hard, honestly. Like I said, there's kind of a learning curve there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the other eye off camera and be right back. Okay, so I have done the other eye off camera. And this eye gave me a little struggle. Because I was trying to blend the Anthony color on, where I have it. And it just, I don't know. It just does not look smooth. Like, that color definitely is not. I don't know. I don't know. Like, I have so many mixed emotions about that color because I just feel like it's kind of patchy. But it's, I don't know. It's opaque when you, like, put it on. But you see, even the swatch kind of gave me that little, like, issue there. But, I mean, this is what I came up with. And, I mean, I do like the way the wing came out. This wing was kind of a struggle. It always is. For whatever reason, my right eye wing will always be better than my left eye wing. You know, and that's just kind of what it is. That purple, though, for sure, is the easiest one to work with. I haven't used other ones, but so far, that purple was the easiest one to work with because it just went on, fully opaque, didn't really have to like mess with it too much like the blue. But that's where we are. I'm going to use my Clinique Even Better Clinical Foundation, and I'm just going to use a brush today because I don't feel like wetting a sponge. But I'm just going to take that on the IT Cosmetics Airbrush Dual-Ended Flawless Foundation Brush number 137, so it's got both ends. So I'm just going to put it right on top. So I recorded a TikTok using the Cover FX Luminous Primer and the brush. Luminous Tinted Moisturizer and the brush. So I feel like that tinted moisturizer is a tad bit dark for me, but it works. It's really pretty. And I'll link my TikTok down below. I don't really want to go like super full coverage because I have that tinted moisturizer on. And I feel like the skin looks really pretty. So I'm just going to go soft with the foundation today. I say soft as I use a full coverage foundation, but you know what I mean. Also, I'm battling some gnarly breakouts right now. I'm sure you saw that in the beginning, but you know, kind of just happens, I guess. Okay, foundation is on, and I'm going to go in. My Tarte Shape Tape was just like right here, so I'm just going to use some Shape Tape. This is in Medium Tan Sand. I'll put some right here. And I'm just going to use the other end. I used to do this all the time with concealer. Like, I used to just use like a flat brush because, I just did. I'm going to take this flat brush and get a little bit of concealer. And I'm going to clean up around the wing very carefully. So I cleaned up my wings. God, I don't feel like I have enough concealer on. I like try to do like that TikTok thing where you don't add as much concealer, but I need the concealer. Like, I don't care about the whole use less trend. Like, I need the concealer. Like, I'm going to put on as much concealer as I want. And you know what? You can judge me if you want to. So I don't think this video is up yet, but I'm going to use my Clinique Stay Matte powder under my eye, just like I use my CoverGirl powder. I'm going to take the little sponge. So I'm going to take the powder. Love that. Love this powder for the under eye. So that powder worked really well for the under eye. Before I move on to the rest of the face, I'm going to smoke out my lash line. And I'll probably throw on some lashes and stuff. You know when you have just so many brushes and you can't find the one you need? I'm going to take this color Hidden. And this is kind of the last color we haven't used in the row yet. Not that I had to, but I kind of want to just tap in. So on the JH40 brush, I'm going to put that kind of right on the inside. And then I'm going to take the same JH37 brush because I don't want to grab another brush. And I'm just going to pinch it so it creates kind of this shape here. And then I'm going to hit the edge of that. Is anybody else super rough at blending out their lash line? Because I'm literally just like, get blended. Like, I feel like I'm super rough with my lash line. I also don't understand the people that grab like a fluffy blending brush like this and just do their lash line. Like, I can't. Like, I need... This is the only brush, one of the only brushes that I love for the lash line because it's so tiny and it just like blends stuff out. This is exactly what I wanted. I wanted the gradient of that My Fave color and the I Cry color that we had on top, and I think it looks really pretty. Okay, lash line is done. I'm gonna curl my lashes. My NARS Climax Mascara is just sitting here. This is actually Climax Extreme, so I'm gonna just do a coat of that. Ooh, okay, so I think I finally have figured out this mascara. I've been trying to see if I like this mascara or not, and I really do. I think this is like good for these moments when you're doing like a really extreme eye, because it definitely gives you like enough lash, but you know, not too much. It like builds your lash so quickly too. Okay, 2 coats of that is so pretty. I don't even know. I want to put on lashes. I will say this brush obviously is not for the bottom lashes, but God, I don't think I want to put on lashes. God, who am I? Like, I'm living for the way this looks. Like, in person, I feel like it's giving me everything. I just bumped myself, but so I feel like my lashes look amazing, but I feel like I do want to throw on just a little baby lash. I have the Ioni lashes, and these are in Natural Doll Medium, so let's pop these on. Oh, just kidding. These are in Calacatta Gold. So I always use my trusty velour lash glue, but today I'm going to try the Ioni lash glue. I've been trying it out, and I kind of like it. It's pretty okay. I think I prefer my velour lash glue, but, you know, this isn't bad. While the glue is drying on the lashes, I'm just gonna scrape this off. Okay, I don't care what you say. Even a lash this small makes a difference. Like, I just think it definitely like kicks up like your natural lashes and makes it more, I don't want to say glam, but it definitely gives more emphasis on the look. Yeah, oh my god, I'm such a big fan of these Ioni lashes, honestly. They're so good. Yeah, see? Just a little lash.
Look at the material.
I'm just gonna quickly do the rest of my face. I'm gonna use my Wet n Wild translucent powder. Then I'm just gonna grab my JH01 brush. You know what I just thought of? I'm gonna throw this LA Girl white liner in my waterline because I think that's going to make everything pop. Okay, so what I want to try and do is I want to wet the white, water activated, whatever, and kind of use that in my waterline. Is that risky? Maybe. Am I gonna go blind? I don't know, but let's see. So we have it there. Not really doing much. Let's see. Okay, so I got it in my eye. Great. This is a no. It's definitely like in my eye. So I'm gonna take a clean Q-tip and get that off. Don't put the liners in your eye. Noted. So then I'm just gonna go in with my LA Girl pencil. Okay, so eyes are pretty much done. I'm now just gonna take my Precisely My Brow pencil in the shade 6. To make this part super fast, I'm just gonna take my Morphe, what is this even called? Face palette in 8T. I'm just gonna take my JH02 bronzer brush and kind of just, I don't think you saw what I did, but I'm just going to mix into all of the contour shades. I kind of already have that natural shadow where I put like my concealer up. When you do that, when you do like the highlighting with the concealer trick, it gives you like that already chiseled look. That way you just go in with your bronzer and you know where to put it. Even when I have bangs like this, like when my hair is longer, I always have to hit the forehead. You just have to. I don't feel like it feels complete if you don't. This Wet n Wild like blush brush, mix these two blushes together. Oh, it's blotchy right there. Don't know what's going on there. Oh my god, I didn't even come to my nose. I'm gonna take my Artis Oval 4 brush and go into the contour shade. Just smack that in there. So what I have been loving doing is, you see how harsh that is? I have been doing this trick where I make my contour super harsh. And then I take like something like this, like a really fluffy like eyeshadow brush. And then I kind of just buff it all out. And then your nose is super contoured. See? I'm going to take this Morphe M536 brush and hit the brightener. And just kind of sweep that under my eye. And kind of just clean up under here. I don't really want to bake or anything today. Kind of just hit my contour. For highlighter, I do have Jeffree Star. What is this? Jeffree Star Siberian Gold right next to me. So I'm just going to take kind of that same little flat brush. Get pretty carried away with this one. I'm just going to highlight the brow bone a little bit. No, I kind of like leaving that blank a little bit. I want to put something in there. Like I said, the problem with the palette only has a couple shimmers and I already used one. I don't want to put a glitter in my inner eye and that doesn't match the look. So I think I'm just going to take a little bit of Siberian Gold right in there. Yeah, just so it brings out a little bit. I don't really feel like fussing with the lipstick, so I'm just going to take my Maybelline Lifter Gloss in Topaz. Just to give my lips a little shine. Love this gloss. Okay, and this is the final look. So, this is what I came up using the Morphe X Avani Gregg eyeshadow palette. I know this was a whole collection, but I didn't even buy the palette. Like I said, my coworker let me borrow this. So, thank you, Shay, again for that. But I do want to check out, like, they have a really pretty, like, bronzer with this collection that I wanted to check out. But this is the eye look. I will say, I don't know if this is typical of, I don't know if this is Morphe's like usual formula. I don't think it is, because I have the Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette. Now I know that's a whole different formula, but I have that one. I use that one religiously and it doesn't perform like this. I've had the other, just right in front of me. Right in front of me, I have the Morphe 35V palette. So I am pretty well versed in Morphe shadows, and this one is kind of different. This one feels a little different. The blend on it is a little different. Like I was telling you earlier, that blue shade called Anthony really didn't blend out the way I wanted it to. Now the dark blended out the way I wanted it to. The shimmer, the one shimmer that I tried really did perform well. But it's weird that it's like a, you know, like a ColourPop Super Shock Shadow Cream formula. That's what it feels like. And I haven't felt that other fishy color. And the pressed glitter, I mean, I did swatch the pressed glitter and it is insane. So the whole liner situation, the liners. So as you can see, this is what the pans look like. As you can see, it did like pull up a little bit in here and in the purple one as well. So I don't know if they're gonna go back to normal. If they don't, sorry, Shay, but they, I mean, so let me just get up close. Like, there, I mean, it's there. It's definitely there. They're not there. But I don't know. I feel like for a colored liner, I mean, I could have gotten, so this is just like a cheap, like, LA Colors, like, liquid liner. And, you know, this is like, you know what I mean? So this is what I was expecting. So, like, I don't know if it's just like a me thing where I thought this was going to be more of like a colored liner situation because that's kind of really all the experience I have in. I don't know if it's that. Like I said, it felt like I was wetting an eyeshadow. So like if I wet an eyeshadow and I get that same kind of like consistency, are these really like liners? Like, are they really like, you know, hydro liners or whatever they're called? Because it just feels like if I would have wet any of these eyeshadows, it would have done the same thing. Either way, it does look really pretty. I couldn't say this is like one of my favorite Morphe formulas or Morphe palettes, only because I don't really know who she is either. So that's another thing. But I think it looks really pretty. This is the look we came up with. I do love the like graphic liner idea, so I would like to experience that a little bit more in the future. I've done a graphic liner video on my channel. I'll link it down below. But this is kind of me diving deeper into that world. But yeah. So that's it, you guys. I hope you guys liked the video. Let me know if you picked up the Avani X Morphe palette or anything else of the collection. Let me know down in the comments. But I hope you guys subscribe, like, and share the video. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys.